Hey guys, welcome back to Micho Makes. My name is Micho. I like to make stuff. Today we've got part number 68 of the Toyota Sprinter Trueno AE86 by DeAgostini. This is the 1/8 scale massive model that we're building together. Without further ado, let's just jump right into this one. Alright, starting off, we've got our cover here. Got another box. Well, same thing we had last week. We got our parts. Ah, cool. And we've got our book. Alright, let's take a look at the book here today. Okay, so we've got another installment of cars with nicknames. So let's take a look here. And this looks like we have another Honda feature. So it looks like this is the Honda City, I believe City 2. But looks pretty cool. Looks like almost like a Starlet almost. 2-seat hot hatch. Almost like a predecessor to the CRX almost. But the turbocharged, pretty cool. Oh, this one was called the Bulldog. Right here. Look at that interior, though. Such an 80s vibe. That steering wheel's kind of off the charts too. That's so cool. Very Honda-esque. Okay. We've got the Integra here. It's focused there, so you can read that. Pause the video if you'd like and read that. I don't even know what this WAP. I don't know, Wapaworu. I have no idea what that nickname is. Then we've got the here something megane. Oh, Oyogi Naka Megane. It's like Mizu Naka Megane. So it's like swimming goggles, I guess. This one. So in the water glasses, which means like goggles. So I don't know if that's, yeah, kind of interesting nickname. I'll make sure this is in focus so you guys can read it. And then yeah, this one here. It's the same vehicle. It's the same vehicle here. And then it looks like the Acti too as well. Oh. I don't know what that is. Something's NSX. I don't know. But was it NSX mid-engine? I can't remember. Because the Acti is obviously, it looks like they're pointing out the mid-engine there too as well. So it was like the truck NSX. That's pretty cool. Maybe make sure you guys can read the whole article if you want to pause it. All right. Okay, we got the Toyota Corsa too as well. I did quickly Google Translate this one because I didn't really know too much about the Corsa, but apparently the Corsa was one of, if not the first front engine, front drive Toyota vehicles that they produced. And I think they mentioned that in the article that this was the trend of creating vehicles kind of like the Volkswagen Rabbit and everything else, front engine, front drive vehicles, and this is Toyota's first iteration of it. It's a two-door coupe, but it's still like a hatch too as well. It looks long, like from this kind of perspective here, but I don't think it was. I think they try to keep it pretty compact. Take a look at the interior. Very kind of 70s, late 70s vibe. And then here's the article too if you want to read that. And then also here is the specs. Cool. Let's just jump right on the part. Okay. So it does look like we have some seat belts we're going to be attaching here as well. Some more belt labor. And then looks like we're having more springs being attached here, and then this bottom kind of bracket type thing that is going to be basically holding everything together, and also gives that kind of spring back feel. So let's just reposition the camera and get started on this one. Okay, starting off, we'll take a look at the big plate here. This is going to be the bottom portion underneath the rear seats support structure. Really nice casting, super high quality. Feels like an ABS plastic. We've got our seat belts here. Here's one. And it looks like the buckle is already attached. Oh yeah, cool. So we don't have to worry about that. That's one. Got the other one here. We had to do so much like taping on that other one. So definitely something that I wouldn't say wasn't fun, but definitely like a challenge. Here's the other buckle here. Looks like we've got a couple things on the sprue here. We've got a little, I guess connection points, I would assume, that are going to be for the seats themselves. Now, what's crazy is that it looks like, I'll make sure this is in focus for you. Was this supposed to be more than one? Because it looks like one got cut off here. I don't know. Broken sprue. I don't know. Take a look at all these. Are springs here. So we've got a bunch of different springs, all the same, and they're all functioning the same thing. We have 8 of them here. Let's just pull all these out. And you look at each single one of them, but you can tell, I mean, they are springs. There is some give. Is it necessary? I don't know, man. This one, honestly, of all these features on the vehicle, this one seems to be the least amount of necessity. It's cool that there might be a little spring back, but honestly, I think the material of the back seat itself, the kind of rubberized feel, where it naturally has its own kind of spring back. These barely produce really much of anything. It's very, very light in terms of bounce back. So do I think these springs are necessary? Probably not. But they added them as a feature, I guess. And then we've got some, let's see here, KP screws and some AM screws, which could be interpreted as MA screws, but they're AM. And that's it. All right, let's just jump right in this part. Okay, I'm going through the instructions, and they actually called this out, and this is such a crazy detail. I had no idea. So you can see very, very closely. These are different. These buckles are different. First glance, what are you talking about? These do not look any different. But in actuality, this one is slightly smaller than this one. Just ever so slightly. Like, there is a depth right here and right here that's different. And they call that out. They're saying, hey, this is different than this, and you should be aware. I had no idea. There's no indication at all other than just the level of thickness between this point against the buckle and then the edge of the opening. And that's what they call out, which is kind of crazy. That they're like, hey, be aware of this, because you're going to be inserting these. And we're going to actually, this is the first step here of this crazy detail work, is that, let's see here, this is the big side right here on the left and the small side on the right. These get inserted, and for this one specifically, on this side of the cushion right there. So I have to figure out a way to feed this in. I'm going to take my tweezers probably. Small side, and it's this one right here. I just jam it in, I'm assuming. Oh yeah. Okay, cool. Slide it in, just like that. Make sure it's nice and focused for you. All right, and then the next one, same thing on the opposite side. Take the edge right here. You can't even see the opening. Jiminy Christmas. Okay. I believe it is. Let me look at the picture real quick. Just right on the edge right here. Just kind of jam in there. Where is it? I don't really want to break into this. I don't need to. But I'm also kind of like really concerned I don't ruin anything. I have no idea what this opening is supposed to be on this side. Double check this real quick. Ah. Okay, well, I'm stupid. There is no opening on this side. This just gets laid across right now because I think we're going to be attaching that later with the other pieces. So this just needs to get pulled like so. So it lays right in the middle. Like that. Okay, right, just like that. That's the other one, again, big and small. Let's double check and make sure I get this oriented correctly. Okay, big side is going to be this direction here. Small side in, big side out. Grab this guy again. Shove it through. Perfect. And then all they want us to do is kind of find the middle. That and like that. Kind of like right in the middle, as best we can in the middle. And then they want us to tie this together. So these two middle parts right here, they want us to tie it together. You just like a simple overhand. Nothing crazy. Should just look. Oh yeah, actually I kind of nailed that. Right in the middle. Tie this a little bit tighter to make sure it's locked in. Should pull these together. Oh yeah, I kind of nailed that. Like actually money shot. Look at that. Crazy. All right, next we're going to take this bracket part here and we're going to lay out 8 or all of these and over these little things here. Again, is this necessary? I don't think so, really. Like, they're not giving enough feedback to honestly warrant the whole, like, yeah, this. I mean, they don't really give much feedback at all. This is springy enough as it is, but it is what it is. Okay, so we get that tied off, and then we just take this and we actually place this over this whole thing. So just like that. Okay, just gets laid on top. That's all there. Aha. Okay. So for the back seats, gotta make sure that this is all nice and centered with each other. I like to I'm trying to kind of align it with the buckle right in the middle there, and this is kind of right there. Even if it's just inside a little bit, that's fine. But basically, we flip this over together, and we take these pieces here. So we gotta cut this off. Side goes this way. That's actually, before we do that, those tabs, we take some AM screws We lock this down. Once we get kind of centered up, we're good to go. Grab some AM screws. Got 4 of them. Just double check the location. We go right here. Okay, those are locked in. Let's double check the belt placement again. That looks absolutely money, which is great. Okay, so we actually take these 2 pieces here, and then we take one of these KP screws. So actually what they say is, hey, center your belt holes here, just like that. We'll go ahead and push this back so everyone can see. Okay, we're going to fold these over, and we're going to put these tabs down on top of here, and then screw the tabs down once we get this. So they actually call out some tape. We have to get some tapes, and they didn't provide any, which is fine. Have some here. I just want to make sure this is 100% money, exactly where I want it, because we're locking these down. Got a little bit of tape here. And we'll make it pretty nice so that it looks good. Okay, so we've got some tape here. Got these pretty much centered, so as long as these are kind of taut, won't be too screwy. Kind of like that. They should, actually they need to fall over that, so let's redo this real quick. Need to fall over right there, in that little section right there. Go ahead and just kind of paste it down there. Make this a little shorter. Okay. And there, and we'll take these tabs. And they actually call out, let's see here, let me just double check this real quick. Okay, they actually call out to make a little hole here. So let's get this laid out, because I'm going to be taking one of these KP screws and securing the seatbelt right there. Let me zoom in so you guys can see that. Take this part here. We'll use our X-Acto knife. Just create a little hole there, I believe. Not cutting, just starting the hole. There. There it is. I want to make sure that this is done correctly, so actually I'm going to do it this way. Put this on here first. Screw down just a little bit. Just like that. And now, get the seatbelt secured. Kind of do that. Just get that down. That looks pretty good. Look at that side. Alright, same thing on this side. We'll make sure this is nice and flush there. Lay it down. Grab a piece of tape that I cut out here. Make it just a tad smaller, because I know this is pretty long. this attach just like that. Get aligned. Temporarily just hold that down like that because we are going to be working right there. See that? I use a X-Acto and my tweezers to make that hole. The hole started. Okay. Remove this. Start just like that. Hold that there. All right. And look at that. That is, oops, let me zoom out just a little. That looks like a ready back seat, ready to be installed. Is there anything else on here? No, that's it. That is the part. We've got our recap real quick is we've got the bracket here with the springs in here. You can kind of see the play. You know, again, could this have been done without the springs? Absolutely. The springs are probably the most unnecessary part in this model kit thus far. I feel like it doesn't take anything away from having it, but it doesn't actually add anything either because the material, this rubberized material, gives it enough kind of spring back that it doesn't really make sense too much. But overall, got the seats installed, got the bracket on. This is ready to go into the vehicle when it's ready. But that is part number 68 of the Toyota Sprinter Trueno AE86 by DeAgostini. Let's take a look at what's next. Aha. Next up is one, not both, just one of the back seats. You can kind of tell with the carpet and the bracket too as well. Same thing, more springs, more screws. We're ready to go. Get ready for that back seat to be installed on this project. But again, thank you guys so much for joining me today on the part number 68 of the Toyota Sprinter Trueno AE86 by DeAgostini. If you like this video, please give it a like and subscribe too as well. Really helps the channel grow. But we'll see you guys in part number 69. All right, we'll see you then. Bye for now.